When you get to the stage of my course or my presentation, there are certain assumptions that this course is assumed from you being entering to this stage. The assumption is that you have already covered the cost that I put out for the forensic hardware, forensic image hardware. You already covered that. Secondly, you have already covered the training on extracting a suspect's hard drive into a external drive. If you have already covered these two courses, then this is the third stage of the course. This course, this part of this presentation or this section deals with extracting the data that you have already stored forensically inside a hard drive, which being extracted from a suspect's hard drive. Once that data has already forensically extracted into an independent backup file or an external drive, then you can able to forensically analyze that data inside that backup hard drive, and then use a software to analyze what are the contents that you would like to get from the suspect. So if the target of your investigation on sex predator or a rapist or a financial crime committed by a procurement office or a suspected case of some financial crime that's been investigated, probably a fraud in assets, fraud in revenue, fraud in expenditure. All of these things is depend on the nature of the investigation. So that background will allow you to start using a software, a forensic approved software that can enable you to participate in an expert witness documentation as well as presentation. So given these stage, this presentation allows the discussion on the availability of certain software, and the one that I will recommend, because that's the one I also did in my analysis and studies. So to start off with, actually there are a lot of forensic image analysis software around. There are a lot. And these are also software that can be approved, and also you can be using it as part of your expert witness to do analysis for the purpose of your expert witness report. So one of the software that I want to introduce, which I want us to concentrate on, is Autopsy. Now, Autopsy and Slate Kit, they are both come from the same software company. So this software company developed these two. So if we click to this one, this link here, it will take us to this company that developed these two software. Now, these two software, these are open source, and also they are free. So the Autopsy is the one we are going to do the analysis. Now, Autopsy is, you can use it to analyze hard drives, and you also can use to analyze smartphones. So this is the capability of Autopsy. And these two software are issued by this open source forensics. So these two can be used interchangeably. For example, if you are downloading Autopsy, then at the background of Autopsy programming, it's helped by the coding as well as programming of the Slate Kit. So this one is supported by this one. But what is this one? This one is also a collection of tools where forensic science and as well as forensic accountants can use it to analyze these images, just as autopsy can do, but it also can recover files. So while there is a capability to recover files, there is also the capability to analyze a disk image, for example. So disk image and recover files are the prime focus of this software. If you click this one, it will take you to the download area. And this one, the capability of Autopsy is the smartphones as well as the hard drives. So this lecture, we will cover the other available software as well as and we will concentrate on the Autopsy. So if we go back to our presentation, this is the one of the two softwares that are available for the forensic communities. I've just finished explaining what the SLAY kit is. So it is its potential is disk images as well as the recover of files, and also there is it can allow you to analyze a certain volume of file system, and you can able to use plugin to help you do your job. So this is the capability of the software that's supported by these free programmers along with the Autopsy. There is another company. This one, Celebrite, is a Israelites company. They also have a programming forensic software. So there is a link there. If you go to it, there is a. If we go to this one, Celebrate is a Israelites company, and this Israelites company offer the same functions as others. So if you go into it, you can access the live classes as well as the courses that they offer, as well as the software. So it is not a competitor, but it provides the same function. But the cost to access the Celebrate is much higher, and some of its cost is more than USD $10,000. So these are some of the costs related to Celebrate. There is another one, X-Rays Forensics. X-Rays Forensics, it looks something like this. When you go into the X-Forensics, it offers the same functions. It has the same, there are softwares, and it's not free. You can pay some of the things. For example, they have X-Rays Imager. This is exactly the same with what Autopsy is doing. So different softwares, and different companies, they offer different software. So one is X-Forensic, Celebrate, but they cost money. You have to incur cost in order to access to their links. The other one is Kane and Explico. Their links are here. Sans here. They offer USD 7,000 for their services as well as their services, and as well as NCase. NCase is another one. They offer 995 US dollars just for the imaging and nothing else, and also registry recon. They offer 399 US dollars for their software. So these are the basic software where you can access, and also you can be able to choose from the various softwares. But these are not the only ones that are available. There are plenty. It depends on where your law enforcement agencies acquire theirs and where they train from. So it depends where your law enforcement trainers or heads they train from. So it depends on the jurisdictions that they train from. So for me, during my training, I was introduced to Autopsy. So that's why I have a good understanding on forensic analysis on the autopsy. So the autopsy, it's a window type. It's friendly. It's window type software where you can able to access it. So it allows you to do a hard drive, as I said. It allows you to do a hard drive analysis, forensic analysis, as well as you can use that same software to analyze smartphones and pull information out from suspects or someone that of interest to law enforcement. So it's a very, very helpful one. So if you go to this website that I've already shown, uh, the autopsy here, if you click onto this one, into this link, we will not do it because I've already clicked to it. So if you click to it and download, it will take, and then you save it to a document or a folder. So create a folder and you save it. So if you save the thing, that software, it's actually in a zip file. So from there you can unzip it, and then it will come out into this. So once you press this tool here, it will download it. So once it's downloaded, it's ready to use. So actually, our next presentation, I will go through a live on another video of using this, and then connect it to your suspect's drive, and for the purpose of doing the analysis. So it will take around 5 minutes, basically 5 minutes to download. And once you do that, then after the download, you can unzip as well as do the installation. So it's actually take less than 10 minutes to do download and do the installation. When you finish installing, then the capability of that workflow and autopsy, it will allow you to ask you a question whether you want to create a new case or you want to open an existing case. So these are functions that are available for autopsy workflow. So if for the starters, you can able to create a new case. So you can input information that related to your suspect's investigation by inputting what's the questions that are asked of creating a new case. And also, when you click next, it will ask you to adding a data source. When the question asks for a data source, that's when you're able to select from the suspect's extracted hard drive, which you already save it somewhere to be analyzed, and from there you can plug it using the USB thing. So after that plugging into your computer, you can able to add the data. So I will show that later. And then after you do the plugin, and also the system autopsy will read into your suspect's hard drive, then you can be able to do the analysis of the information that are inside. So autopsy can help to calculate hash calculation, and can also allow you to do lookup, or it can help you to do keyword searching. So for example, after the analysis, you can ask the software to pull out the type of question that or the type of suspects data that you want the software to pull it from the system. So from here, you can able to do your research. We will cover that when we go through our video on the use of the autopsy software. And I've already explained what is hash calculation. So hash calculation, so if we are going to repeat here, it's the unique number that's generated from the capacity of any suspect's hard drive or smartphone, for example. So that hash number will never ever change. So if, for example, you are using a backup suspect's hard drive to do your forensic analysis, your your law enforcement or the people who will independently audit your work will have to look at the backup data or backup external drive that you use to calculate the hash numbers. They will have to use this number and compare with the original. If the information are changed, or sorry, if the numbers are changed, it means while you do the forensic analysis, you add information so that you can be able to tamper the actual original information for the purpose of prosecution or for the purpose of finding fraud on suspect. So this is another safeguard or defense for the people who really wanted to ensure that there is an integrity of what you actually are doing. And the web artifact extraction allows you to enter into a network, and Autopsy can enable you to do a forensic analysis live onto someone who is using a computer from the other side of the room or the other side of the from your state, from your jurisdiction, or from your geography. And if you are connected in one network, Autopsy can be able to analyze that system. That's the capacity which Autopsy can do. Hash calculation, in just modules which I will cover shortly, it's about the content or the artifacts of what the autopsy will analyze from a suspect's hard drive. So it will include, say, a summary of all what document. What document is finished off with an extension file by .doc, and for pictures, JPEG, for example. For Excel, it's .xlx. So ingest modules will actually summarize all the data that will be extracted from the suspect's hard drive, and from there you can able to do your analysis. But these are kind of analysis that we can relate to them as the auto, but there is also something that you can do it manually, like you don't have to put in keyword, for example. You don't have to put in certain sets or logical sets into your autopsy software. No, it's not. You can go through each file and then you start looking for the file content, so you can navigate into the whole software. When the extraction is done, then you can be able to look at the file content. So file content, for example, if you look at a Word document, sometimes people might say, or the suspect might say, oh, I have developed this file in January, but when you look at the file history, Autopsy can be able to tell you that the file was not created in January. It was actually created before the crime was committed, or a picture was downloaded at that time, so you can see that the picture has a source coming out from this website, for example. So this is what it means by manual analysis. And so when you do your analysis, whether by automatic or whether by manual, there is also function which Autopsy can assist you to do tagging as well as saving. So when you saving of your results, so when you ask the system to give you the tags or the results that you already found out from your keywords, like keywords, it can be, like I said, it can be a procurement between A and Z, procurement between X, Y, Z, this kind. So if the system gives out the result, you can tag it. So the purpose of tagging is you can auto ask Autopsy to help you with the report generation. So that's actually the the the, the end of the autopsy flow, which the autopsy software has the capability of assisting forensic analysis. The other one is the multi-user case. The multi-user case, it means that while you doing an analysis into a suspect's file, the software Autopsy can enable another investigator, so that both of you or more than one can able to do a analysis on a certain case. That's one of the ability Autopsy can offer. And also Autopsy can also giving you at least the events that are taking place while you are doing your analysis, the timing, for example. You can also, now Autopsy also has that capability, as I mentioned. It also can do the functions of keyword. You insert in keywords, just like in Google, for example. You put in your words into your search machine, search engine. This also have a search, and as well the capability. I've explained about the web artifacts. For example, you probably seeing a picture, and that picture is actually, you can make a decision whether that picture is coming out from Samsung 9, it's coming out from this website. The Autopsy also has this function. So in the event of some conflicts, for example, the suspect might say, oh, this picture was given by Mr. X, but it's in fact is coming out from this suspected website. So that's another capability Autopsy can do. And Autopsy can do registry analysis, where it can give you the type of documents that are finally accessed or deleted, or before the suspect's analysis have been forensically captured by the law enforcement, for example. And it will also give you this type of file, which indicates some shortcuts if there are any, or it can give you the type of documents that have been accessed, as well as you can be able to do email analysis of the suspects exchanging for the interest of software. And as well, it can do a extraction of photos, for example, where the sources of the photos and which geography they are coming from, and which camera content and so forth. So these are the strengths of Autopsy software. The other one, you can able to group documents file. You can put all Excels together, you can put Word documents together, you can put all sorts of photo extension, you can put certain type of photos together. These are the type of sorting and analysis that Autopsy can do. And also you can, if for example you can see videos, probably those videos are related to suspects bad behavior, and you need to link those bad videos to your investigation or images. These are also can be viewed within the Autopsy. Before, you would need an external or an independent software in order to play or to view images, but now Autopsy capability can able to give you to access and to view this playback media while you do your investigation. So these are a lot of information which Autopsy can help you with. So we will just slowly go to some brief background before I finish, and then your next lesson is about we're going through the software as well as the analysis as well as the report. It's hands-on the Autopsy software. That's our next course. But for us to finish off here, before we finish, I think it's important to note that this presentation allows you to at least have an understanding that there are various softwares available apart from Autopsy, and also understanding the capability of Autopsy. So we will go through a few slides on Autopsy, then we'll finish off here, and our next course or presentation will go through live using Autopsy, as well as finish off with reporting. So if we go to Autopsy, here, for example, if you, this is some of the features of Autopsy. When you click this one, when you click this button here, sorry, this software Autopsy, it will install this one. So it will install, and once you install, it looks something like this. And when you're connecting your suspect's backup hard drive, then after you click Autopsy software, it will give you this information. So if you have an existing case, you can search for it by clicking this button. But if you have a recent case, you can click this one and access it quickly. If you are investigating a new case, then you can use the new case to access your suspects. So when you click into this one, it will take you to a window something like this. Then it will ask you to give the name of the case, and you start you can browse here and put a directory where when you ask the system to access the suspect's hard drive, it will load the system into a new folder, for example, or where you want to save. Then you can be able to put in these two functions here. If you want yourself to do the analysis, then you can put single user. But if you want to give it to some other users within your department, then you can allow this function to come in. So these are things that will allow you to input while you try to install this software in order to read your suspect's hard drive. So it's actually quite easy. It's quite easy for you to go through. So when you finish entering these and then you press next, it will actually give you this move from case option to optional information. So when you go to optional information, it's the detail of what actually going on in your office. So you can put a case number, for example, who is the examiner here. So put the name of the detective or head of risk or internal auditor, as well as some notes here and the email. Then you can be able to press finish. And once you press finish, it will forensically move all the information that are saved in the suspect's hard drive into this file that you created for the search. And also, if you click the opening case, which is if you click this open case here, it will take you actually to an existing case that you have been working on previously. So if you click on open case, it will actually ask you, okay, so these are the available cases, which one you are looking for example. Then you can be able to click it. So once you click it, you can able to tell you that, okay, these are the information of the existing case. So remember, it will give you the type of information that you loaded into a file or a workflow for when you started your case. So it will actually give you the case number, for example, who is the examiner here. So that's when you open a new case. And also you can be able to view other details like counts, as well as the ingest history and the details of the code. So these are the things that you can be able to access if it's existing cases. So we will actually finish here. This is just a brief preview on this Autopsy software and its capability, as well as the choice, the option of you choosing an autopsy, as well as you can be able to choose it or explore other opportunities for you, other software, so that you can able to forensically analyze the suspect's data. But it comes with a price. I've already mentioned some of the prices, but there are also hidden prices which you can access. But so at least you know the basic of creating a case, and while we are here, the stages you need to complete before you reach the understanding of knowing what sort of forensic imaging software that you need to access, and as well what's next after you understand these three processes. So the first process is understanding the digital software. I'm actually recapping here. The first process is to understanding the forensic hardware, which we already covered, and then we understand the process of extracting a suspect's data into our backup suspect's hard drive using the forensic hardware. And now we are here explaining a forensic software that will pull off the data from the backup suspect's hard drive, and then we will be able to use this forensic software to do the analysis. So our next step now is to view a live information, as well as how we capture this autopsy capturing, and how we will view the type of information that will be extracted from So thank you very much.